Next, let's talk about the issue of statehood in New Mexico. Remember, I was talking about how New Mexico remained a territory for a long period of time, right? So did Arizona. And part of the reason for this was because businessmen in New Mexico didn't want New Mexico to become a state. Why not? Well, because they felt that if New Mexico gained statehood, that meant federal taxes would increase and they'd have to pay more taxes. And so they wanted to make more money, they wanted to pay taxes. And so you had a lot of various different business groups fighting against statehood for New Mexico. But another reason that statehood took so long in New Mexico was because of racism. Right? So you had a U.S. Senator by the name of Albert J. Beveridge who was involved in creating a report on whether New Mexico should become a state or not, right? And in his report, the Beveridge report, basically you could see Beveridge's racist perspective of native New Mexicans and how that fueled his decision that New Mexico should not be given statehood. Beveridge was a well-known racist, and some of the reasons that he gave was that Mexican Americans in New Mexico lacked education. There was the issue even before this about the lack of a public school system in New Mexico, and that's one of the reasons why New Mexico wasn't granted statehood. But there was also cultural differences. The majority of Mexican Americans were Catholic, and there was anti-Catholic sentiment, not just in the Beveridge report, but in other proceedings that were trying to decide whether to grant statehood to New Mexico, and also just racism as well, in that many New Mexicans were dark-skinned people, right? Either Indians or Mexicans of mixed race. Eventually, New Mexico was granted statehood in 1912, but if you think about it, from the mid-1800s when you had the Mexican-American War, New Mexico was a territory for that whole period of time, right? Over 60 years before it was granted statehood, and a lot of that was because of racism, because the majority of the population was Mexican or Indian.